One October, while I was attending class in Paris, the focus was on foods for the fall. This delicious harvest bisque was inspired by that class. Made in several steps. The first step is to roast your vegetables, starting with a 12-ounce package of pre-cut and peeled butternut squash, a medium cut, peeled, and chopped sweet potato, 1 cup of pumpkin. I like using Trader Joe's because I like the color and texture better than other pumpkins. 1 cup of a chopped onion and a half of a shallot, 1 clove of garlic, 1 chopped carrot, salt, pepper, some olive oil, and some fresh herbs. I'll be using marjoram, thyme, and oregano. You'll need an assortment of spices and seasoning to finish your bisque. You'll start with 2 cups of chicken broth or vegetable broth if you're doing a vegetarian version. You'll also need some brown sugar, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, 3 tablespoons of butter. Perhaps you'll like the flavor of a little bit of orange juice and orange zest, and you'll finish it with half and half. I preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and I've chopped my carrot and my garlic, which I'm just spreading on my baking sheet, my shallot and onion to sprinkle onto the sheet, sweet potatoes, and my butternut squash. We do not add the pumpkin. The pumpkin does not need to be roasted. Spread them around. A little olive oil. A little salt and pepper. And now just a sprinkling of a few of the fresh herbs. You can use dry herbs if you want to. You can use no herbs if you want to. This is strictly by taste. By the end of this video, you will learn all about witchcraft in the kitchen and being creative. A little lemon thyme. Using your hands, make sure that your vegetables are spread evenly over the tray and coated with the olive oil, and they'll go into the oven for probably about 30 minutes. Your vegetables are out of the oven and they smell so delicious. You want to transfer them into your cooking pot, the pot you'll be using on the stove. Now it's time to add your pumpkin. Stir it around. And now your 2 cups of chicken broth. Just dump it right in. Our vegetables have been simmering for 10 minutes, so now it's time for a little bit of witchcraft. When I was taking cooking classes in France, my favorite chef, Chef Eric, said to me one day, baking is chemistry and cooking is witchcraft. So if you ever want to be a good cook, you need to understand witchcraft. The first thing you need to do is you've got to taste it. You've got to decide what it is you're looking for. This is very good, but it has a very strong vegetal taste. And this particular bisque, you want to be spicy and kind of sweet with many different levels. So it's time to start adding some seasoning. I'm going to start with about a half a tablespoon of brown sugar. We'll do the final adjustment after we blend this mixture. Half of my ginger. I'm going to take about half of all of these spices right now. About a generous amount of cinnamon and an equal half of nutmeg. I'm not going to add any orange or orange zest at this time, and I'm going to continue cooking it, simmering it just for about 5 more minutes, and then it'll be time to go through the blender. So I've blended and pureed our mixture, and now I'm adding our 3 tablespoons of butter to the warm mixture and melting it. And this is when you just have to go by what tastes right and the flavors that you're looking for. This still has a slight vegetal edge, so I want to adjust a little bit of the flavoring in this, and I'm going to do it with orange juice and orange zest to start with. So I'm going to take just about an ounce of fresh squeezed orange juice and about a teaspoon of orange zest, and stir that into the pan. I don't have this on heat right now. This is my blending. This is so close to perfection to my taste, and I'm going to be very careful with my final additions. I put a little bit more brown sugar in it. I wanted a little bit touch sweeter. I'm going to finish off my nutmeg because I adore nutmeg, but I'm not going to add any more ginger or cinnamon. And then I'm going to just stir it over a slow simmer for about 5 minutes. Our final addition for now is about a half a cup of half and half. And then we will actually be adding a little bit more cream when we actually serve it. Since bisque is so rich, you want really only small servings. And after you put it into your cup, you're going to add a small amount of additional cream. Stir it. As we were adjusting the seasoning to our bisque in the class in France, the chef asked all of the students, "What else would you add to this?" And I quickly replied, "Nutmeg." To which he replied, "Be careful not to add too much, or you'll see pink elephants." Apparently, nutmeg contains a hallucinogenic if you add too much, but don't worry, you'd have to add at least half your body weight to have any effect. I hope you'll enjoy this seasonal bisque, sure to become a family favorite.